Première. Une émission de Chloé SARRAMÉA.
Une émission de Chloé SARRAMÉA.
Première émission de Chloé SARRAMÉA.
Une émission du Chloé SARRAMÉA.
Ah, j'ai oublié. J'ai oublié, François, de dire.
Une émission de Chloé. C'est quoi là?
Sortie de son premier album, le cours de la vie de KeiyaA Richmond a changé. Dans une industrie musicale qui invisibilise les artistes émergents au profit des majors, la musicienne originaire de Chicago, qui traîne dans le milieu du jazz et du hip-hop expérimental new-yorkais depuis des années déjà, a connu un succès fulgurant. Elle dort à droite à gauche sur les canapes de ses potes et Forever Your Girl lui vaut plus que la reconnaissance de ses pairs. Solange ou Jay-Z disent de ces morceaux de R&B expérimental qui les ont guéris et les médias s'emballent, décrivant le disque sorti en indépendant comme l'un des meilleurs albums de l'année. Comment alors s'atteler à l'écriture d'un deuxième album ? Comment faire face aux attentes d'un public qui désormais la scrute, elle qui est devenue une figure, voire un porte-étendard d'une scène indépendante qui peine à se fédérer. KeiyaA revient donc avec un nouvel album sorti chez XL, Hawkey's Law, du nom d'une loi physique qui explique la mécanique du ressort, ou comment jaillir à la surface encore plus puissante et déterminée que jamais. Hello, KeiyaA.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm really happy to have you today.
I'm happy to be here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything, for your music, for being here, for giving a concert tonight in Paris as well.
Oh, of course. I'm honored, honestly.
Your second album was released last week.
Yeah.
How have you been feeling since then?
Really excited and kind of like, I feel like it hasn't hit me yet that it's out until I like come to places like this and I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't the single. Like this is the album cut, you know? It's like, this is my first time experiencing something where it like was an album officially before it was out for like quite a long time. So it's just like weird, honestly, but cool. I'm like kind of relieved. Like, thank God it's finally out also.
Great. Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit where and when have you created the record? Was it all by yourself? Where are you?
Yeah, for the most part, I was by myself at home in my apartment in Brooklyn.
A new home?
My old apartment. I don't live there anymore, actually.
Okay.
I did like a little bit in the studio in New York at my label, XL. They have a studio. So I like started to make some early demos, just beats in the studio. I was in like a really, 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 really deep funk. So I didn't feel like doing anything. And they were like, here's some sessions, just go, you know? So I just like forced myself to go, forced myself to make a few things. Songs like Get Close to Me, those piano parts, I like played all those piano parts in the studio. And then, yeah, I wound up kind of like writing and making a lot of it at home, just like in my living room at my studio desk.
Really spontaneously?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, really spontaneously, just like when I felt like it kind of thing. But at that point I was already like signed. So it was already in my mind, like album eventually, album at some point, but it was very far in the back. And then I started working on this like stage play piece.
Milk Thought.
Yes, Milk Thought, yes. I like had always kind of been performing here and there throughout this entire time. And then I did this residency and made Milk Thought. And so a few songs I like had to finish for that. And by the time that wrapped up, I was like, okay, let's finish this album, which was like in the course of like 6 months, maybe even less. I would like do 3 songs and then do 5 songs and then do 4 songs. It was kind of wild how fast it all came out. And then I was able to finish a few and kind of overdub a few songs in the studio with my friend Leon in Greenpoint in Brooklyn. Yeah.
Was it really different to compose for the album rather than for a play?
Yes and no. I definitely had to think about the songs differently for the play because I was thinking about how they were being performed, what was being like embodied and actively acted out, and how it would serve that. And I was thinking a lot about the physical space of the song, which is
to be in the background or not. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but I also, it was kind of like a exchange. Like I also sort of tailored what I wrote in the play to match the song, or I would choose songs that fit the play the best, kind of thing. It was like, sometimes I would forget that, like, oh, I'm making all of this up, so I can kind of do whatever I want. I would forget sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
You feel completely free to create when you're on stage?
Yeah, by the time I'm on stage and like, you know, the framework is already in place, that's probably when I feel my most free.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because you think you're constraining yourself when you're producing for an album? You're like restraining yourself?
Totally.
Maybe more?
Yeah. I mean, making this album, Hook's Law, was definitely a practice in like trying to push back against this like critical manager in my mind that will like edit before I even write it down kind of thing. Yeah.
We're going to talk about this. First, I wanted to know if you do usually start with lyrics or with the melody when you compose. Is there something you always do? Are you changing depending on the tracks? How do you approach it?
I definitely usually start with the melody. With Hook's Law, it was like a little bit of a different process where I had a lot of like poems and like stream of consciousness blurbs and stuff that I would work with. But yeah, for the most part, it's like I'll compose the music, the beat, and then kind of like improvise a melody over it. But it's like kind of scatting. So there's like word sounds that come. So a lot of times when I'm writing, it'll be sort of like based off the word sounds attached to the melody too.
And you play many instruments?
A couple.
Such as a couple. Piano, saxophone, other wind instruments you're playing on the record?
Yeah, I played some flute.
Some flute as well?
Some concert flute, yeah.
Do you also see your voice as an instrument? Are you working on it like if it was an instrument as well?
Yeah, I think, yes, my voice is definitely an instrument. I feel like I first understood that when I started playing around with like auto-tune and vocal production. And, you know, especially learning that there's like sort of like a tradition of like vocalists who would like use like guitar pedals early on to process their vocal before they were like vocal pedals. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, the voice is an instrument. You can process it. But I've also been thinking about and trying to play around with my voice as an instrument, like how I would think about the saxophone or something, where like there's just like other techniques you apply when you're playing an instrument that you don't do when you're singing, like staccato notes or like trills or like bends, stuff like that.
And what about production? When did you start producing? Were you really young? How have you started? Did someone show you how to do it?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I'm like kind of self-taught, but I would get help from friends. Like I didn't really start producing until I was in college. So I was like 19, 20, maybe even later, honestly, like 2021. I kind of grew up as like a band kid, like playing sax and a little piano and stuff and a little choir. And I was studying jazz, and then I started like meeting like rappers, mostly rappers, honestly, and rappers and producers. And I would like be like, oh, like you can make a whole song on your computer. You know, I didn't realize that was a thing till I saw them do that.
You can be completely free.
Yeah, completely free, you know.
From having to work with other people and all of that stuff.
Yeah. Which is like, I don't know about you, but I'm like so easily influenced, like by even people sitting in the room. You know, I'll like shift the way I do stuff. So yeah, it was hanging out with rappers and producers and specifically rappers who produce their own stuff too. And like, yeah, it just seems so freeing to just like have your computer, make your song, record your voice into it, and put it out. Yeah.
Mostly male rappers and producers. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've been producing, I don't know, since how many years, like 10 or so?
About 8 to 10 years, yeah.
Are you still discovering things on your software?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot?
Yeah, there's almost too much to learn. I'm like excited but a little overwhelmed. I also think I need like a bigger hard drive or something because my computer's so slow, I can't do anything. But yes, like it's just, I feel like guitar and like digital instruments are like one of the few things that are like constantly innovating. And it's really exciting how you can play with like rhythm and like distortion in particular. Like I love the fact that like you can go over the limit. I guess I like grew up, even when you start like thinking about producing and recording your own stuff, there's these rules you follow. But what I love about my software is like you can push the limit and it's still cool, like go completely in the red. And that's a sound in and of itself. I don't know. I love that.
It's going to be a question for producers, but do you have a favorite VST or plugin?
Yeah, there's this one that I reach for all the time. It's Arturia Pigments. I love that synth a lot. I play with it. It's all over Hookslot, all over it. Honestly, I love Drum Rack. I know that I may get some heat for that because Drum Rack gets a lot of flack. Ableton Drum Rack, but like you can just do so much. You can do the possibilities are limitless. And also Simpler. I feel like Simpler. That's an OG. That's my baby, Simpler.
Shout out to it.
Shout out to Simpler.
Do you have a secret for great production? What does a great production look like for you?
To me, a great production.
A lot of layers, good loop.
It's a good loop where the chords of the loop feel like they have some tension and some release. That's like my kind of...
Your definition.
Yeah, my baseline, yeah.
What's the best produced track in your opinion? Do you have one? Like
in general or of mine?
No, in general. Coming into your mind now.
One of the greatest produced tracks I'm gonna have to say is Rhinestone Cowboy by MF Doom. I don't know. I know it's a popular but simple loop, but it's so brilliant. The specific loop that they caught. I don't know. So cool.
So cool. When D'Angelo died a few days ago, you paid a really sensitive tribute and beautiful to him, saying it was, I quote you, the king of layers and harmonies. How did he influence you as a producer, if he has?
I mean, he definitely has. I feel like it's sort of sad to me that I realized this in his death, but I think he kind of, like, I sort of model my entire artistry after him.
Oh, really? That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's like, it's everything down from the sonics, like intense layers and like call and response, and like even his approach to like background vocals, how it's sort of like a choir, like his like, there's his main vocal, which is layered, but then there's this like choir around him, but it's like he will freely improvise even within the parts and they don't necessarily match perfectly, but it's just beautiful and lush. But also like how he like learned instruments throughout the course of his career and didn't let that hold him back from writing with it. Like, but part of why he took so much time is like, he's like, because I had to learn guitar, I had to learn organ. I think that's beautiful, you know, and I'm like holding myself to that as an instrumentalist. But then also his like relationship with like Black music, Black rock and roll, Black funk. And, you know, I was someone that went through this period when I was young where I was like, oh, like, I'm too Black to like rock music, so I have to like it in secret. But the rock that I listened was like mostly white people. And it sort of came full circle with learning about D'Angelo's relationship with that, you know. And I was like, oh, I can lean further into my Blackness through this music too. Yeah. So many other things. Yeah.
Regarding the Black roots of rock and roll, you said in an article published in The Guardian that you were a metalhead when you were young.
Yeah.
Are you still a metalhead? What do you mean by that? You also said that you were kind of upset about being a black queer girl, knowing that white metal bands were like copying black sounds. How do you feel about that today?
Yeah.
Is your opinion have changed? What's your relationship with this music?
My relationship with it now is like I was saying, like going back to listening to what D'Angelo said about rock music in the context of blackness, like it made me realize, like, oh yeah, we have been doing it to and first in our own way, and I don't even need to rely on like the white male hubris that takes up most of the space, because we have our, and we've had ours, and that's in part what theirs is based on. So I feel the same, but I feel less like
in conflict,
and more like now I'm like, oh no, I have work to do. You know,
to show your craft.
Yeah. And like I have more listening to do, and more studying to do, and more reorienting.
Have you ever produced for others or been offered to do so?
I have, here and there, for friends. It's been a while since I have, though. I really want to, like, this is my collaboration era. I'm claiming it. I'm ready to write and produce for others.
For yourself?
And I want others to write and produce with me.
Oh, really? I was about to ask you the question.
No.
Do you want to keep going by yourself, producing, being a vocalist, multi-instrumentist?
Absolutely.
And to do everything?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will forever.
You feel at ease like this?
Yes.
Working like this?
Yeah, I do. But I do want to, like, get out of my comfort zone a little.
So you didn't have the opportunities, or like you didn't be offered to produce as a kind of industry demands to produce for bigger artists, like mainstream ones, to write for them, because the industry usually does that. We know it.
Not really, no, but time will tell. I really do want that opportunity, just to see what it's like.
Sure.
At least, yeah.
You once said the reaction to your first album made you realize it was at the BBC with Sherelle, which was a really good interview, by the way. You realized you were more powerful than you thought. As a black queer woman who's often felt the need to make herself small, how does it feel now to stand as a vocalist, as a multi-instrumentalist, as a producer, a woman doing everything, especially in an industry that still often pushes women to work with male writers and producer? How have you been feeling about that?
I feel great. I still feel a little bit like, ooh, I don't know.
Not really empowered that much.
It's each day I feel more empowered. That's what I'll say. It's like still fully settling in. But also to look around and see that there's like more and more self-produced
example as yourself.
Around that are like excellent and brilliant is also helping me feel more strong and powerful. Yeah.
Do you think the underground and mainstream scenes share the same issues when it comes to recognizing women producers?
Absolutely. I think maybe because the underground tends to have a little bit more ties to like radical political ideologies.
Within the artistry as well.
Within the artistry, and within the community. Like, it's better in the underground than it is in the mainstream in general. But I do think that there's still issues, absolutely, with erasure, with opportunities. And then there's things like colorism and fat phobia and racism that still impact these communities too, on both levels. Yeah.
We're gonna listen to another one of your tracks.
Ooh, okay.
And we'll be back on Rinse just right after.
Just to get the check, you reveal yourself not like I expect. You hospitable, yeah, you come correct. Talk until you make my only win. You're disciplined, so I keep it in check. I'm trying to do a bit more than I'm trying to do a bit more than caressing. So stop holding back, please give it a rest. Baby, just give me one kiss, it's alright. We do more than this. Baby, just give me one lick, it's alright. It's alright, we let more than that's
De retour sur Rinse avec KeiyaA pour son dernier album sorti chez XL, Hawk's Law. I think I'm pronouncing it better now. I think you're being way more affirmative and without compromises on this record.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, how long did it take to find your sound? Did you feel you found it now? Do you feel it's still a journey?
Both.
Mm-hmm.
Both. I think after several albums, my relationship with sounds will be revealed. And whether that's like a specific sound or like, oh, KeiyaA does this thing. Constantly innovating. I don't know. I don't want to force myself to like genre switch, but I think I naturally synthesize a lot of genres. And so that's why I'm kind of like, I'm still exploring and still finding out. So, I mean, some of these songs I made around the same time early Forever Your Girl stuff was made, like the Devotions beat.
Okay, the first one we've listened.
Yeah, the first one, I made that a long time ago. And others are really, really, really new, relatively fresh and new. So I think some of these sounds were in me for a while, and maybe I was shy about them and embrace them more. Yeah.
I wanted to talk with you about the need and the vision of staying unique and to sound unique. I saw a DJ I know on social media praising Rosalia for being bold and original in the mainstream music area. And he was regretting that everyone sounds the same right now, especially in pop music. At the time where everything is overproduced, everyone sounds the same. Many different people are working on only a single album. How do you manage to stick to a unique sound, to sound unique, to be different? Is it something you're thinking about?
A little bit, but not that much. There's always a part of me that's like, I'm trying to be different, in every way. I think it's like an ego thing.
Like everyone does.
Yeah, like everyone does, But I also like, sometimes for me, like a song is a good song and it will itch my brain. And even if it's like, kind of not that original. Unique sometimes.
You're being too humble.
I know. I am. But I have my guilty pleasures where I'm like, this is a good song. So like, yeah, I try not to overthink it, but I think the fact that I listen to like so much different music all the time helps me be fresh. And then when I am writing music, I try not to I try not to pull from anything. Like I'll try not to listen to too much.
So you feel completely free in your art, free from compromises right now?
Yeah, I almost feel like I have to be now. It's like, I feel like I can make the choice to be.
You're in a good place to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're American, born and raised in Chicago.
Yeah.
But you especially celebrated in the UK or praised in the UK. And sometimes you even sound British in a way.
Really?
In your music. Yeah, I think so. Maybe I'm wrong, but how did your collaboration with Excel Recordings happen? I guess you had maybe some other opportunities in the US. What's your connection with British music? You've been invited to Cheryl's Black British History Month. So yeah, I was wondering that.
Yeah, which I thought was really cool. I mean, it's kind of unexpected because I didn't grow up with any ties to like the UK at all, or really like having much of a relationship with British music outside of like gigs and Dizzy Rascal.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
still
the two big exports.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But even then, it didn't really register like these are Black Brits. I was just like, whatever.
Sound.
Yeah, just music. You know.
But now has it changed?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it was me learning that so much of the music I love was actually British, like Massive Attack, Everything But the Girl.
Same.
Yeah. Just like drum and bass and jungle.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is all Black British stuff. Even like trip hop, you know, and like, you know, when I was in high school, I was like, yeah, I love Portishead. But then later as I got older, I was like, oh, trip hop is sort of like Black British descended sound. And then like also just learning about like transatlantic slave trade and the way our people moved around from the Caribbean and through. I was just like, oh, we're like cousins. And we've kind of been in exchange this whole time. But it definitely took me physically going to the UK on my first tour. And it was like one of the biggest shows.
In 2020, 2021?
Yeah, 2021, also, I think. Yeah. It was just like Electro Works, like 1,000 caps sold out. And so many Black people there. So many people that I was either internet friends with, I just like really admired. So many people telling me like, oh, I saw so-and-so who I hadn't seen in years. And then I was like, oh, like, you're my family. You're actually my family. Got it. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, do I want to move to London for a little bit? Maybe.
Is it an announcement?
Putting out the call.
Really? We'll see.
For housing.
So, as I said, you're from Chicago.
Yeah.
The birthplace of house music.
Yeah.
Post-rock music.
Yeah.
I've learned this later than for house music. And avant jazz as well. How did the city shape you as a musician? Shape not, maybe.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with the music scene in Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it shaped me mostly when I was young, when I was a kid. Like, I feel like I grew up in sort of like one of the last few waves of like Chicago public schools having a lot of arts and music opportunities for free. There are still things, but there's like a lot less. I feel like the funding, like, and, my family, my mom didn't live in Hyde Park, but my granddad did, and we used his address so I could go to school in Hyde Park instead of our neighborhood. And so like...
Which was better? Music-wise?
Yeah, because the University of Chicago was in that neighborhood. So like, it trickled down into like the public schools just by nature of like, you know, white guilt and funding, city funding and stuff. And so it was like the Hyde Park Jazz Fest was around, and people from like the AACM and the Chicago Jazz Institute were also educators around the schools I was at. And so like, you know, it'd be one thing if I was in band class in general, but then I was like being taught by people who were also in these other outside jazz things, who were kind of like teaching to help make their rent, but they were really artists, you know. I feel like I got very lucky to be like led by a bunch of artists, and specifically like artists who also play like free jazz, experimental jazz, you know.
Have you met Jeff Barker?
I love Jeff Parker so much. No, I mean, we've messaged each other.
He's such a living legend.
He is. And then I heard a new Tortoise album came out.
Mm.
I don't know if he's on it though, but
Yeah, I think so,
Anyway.
but I haven't heard it as well either. Yeah.
one day. But yeah, I just like I feel like because it was still in existence, like the Chicago Jazz Ensemble, they don't exist anymore, but they still existed around the time I was in college.
Mm.
That kind of trickled down into like my relationship with sound and music, and yeah, very lucky.
Before making music full time, I guess you work in other industries or areas.
Yeah.
Do you feel your mental health is more at risk in the music world? You feel you're being more threatened, maybe sometimes.
Potentially in some ways, like I think like for me, my like mental fortitude is directly connected to like my financial status situation.
Yeah. Mm.
And like when you have
Now
a
it's
job
better.
now, yeah, I mean now it's better.
Yeah,
thank
getting
God.
better. Yeah,
Getting better.
Yeah. Grateful for you.
Thank you so much. But it's like I still don't get paid every 2 weeks, and I still don't know exactly how much I'm going to get paid every 2 weeks. You know, like there's something to that cycle of regularity that's like
Not
comforting.
That's stable. Yeah.
That's stable, but you're exhausted. You work 8 hours, but you basically are spending 12 hours because you have to get ready and get to work and da-da-da. Like 12 hours of your 24-hour day is devoted to this thing that is not directly connected to what you love, maybe what you like or what you're kind of interested in, but you're still like physically being exploited in some way, whether it's through like your physical skills or like soft skills as they call it, which is like your mental and emotional fortitude. That wears and tears on you in a way that I think is worse than like getting to make art and like maybe like I don't want to reduce it. I was going to reduce it and be like maybe having to eat ramen noodles sometimes, but it's way beyond that still. But yeah, there are like pros and cons to both, but I still would rather be an artist and have that kind of grounded struggle than the 9 to 5. But I understand why more and more people are like, I'm just going to get a job, bro, because I can't do this. Yeah.
You recently did an ad for Telfar, which was really nice. And I wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Because many artists turn to brand collaboration or film scores in order to get money since that streaming pays so little.
Yeah.
Was it the only way for you to accept a brand partnership, to get offered the opportunity to express an opinion, to say something relevant rather than just selling a product, basically?
It's in general.
You have a long-term relationship with Telfar.
Yeah. I think with Telfar, it's just such a unique case because like I was buying their bags and loved their like brand ethos before I met them. And then we became friends, me and the Telfar crew in general. And I learned that like as people, they also ideologically and in general practice what they preach. You know, they like are about that life in that sense. And then, you know, I would have just wore the clothes. I would have been happy to just wear the clothes
say nothing.
And say nothing. I actually didn't even know that we were going to do that until
the day. Oh wow!
They were like, "Okay, so we're going to pull you aside," and then luckily my friends were the filmmakers, so it was like sort of easy to flow, and we kind of like talk about that type of stuff already, like. But I was a little nervous because I was like, "Y'all, you got me on like 8 screens, being like, kill him back, just kill him back." I was like, "Whoa!" But it was like seeing the edit, I was like, "Oh my God, I sound really smart. Like this is really cool."
Yeah, it was really cool. In the ad, you were saying there's no ethical way to consume.
No.
And I wanted to discuss with you about music consumption.
Okay.
There was this wave of independent artists leaving Spotify earlier this year.
Yeah.
As a sign of political protestation against the founder supporting Trump and war industries, and against the streaming system itself, and people trying other streaming platforms as well to consume music. How have you been feeling about that? Did you feel tempted to leave as well?
Yeah.
And how do you consume music?
Yeah, I definitely felt tempted to leave. You know, even to this day, I'm like looking at myself like, ooh.
Should I?
You know, you're still on there. You know, you're still on there.
Is it a tough choice in the end?
It is a tough choice because I think it's both the responsibility of the artists and the consumers to make sacrifices.
To build another society or world for musicians to be able to live and make money.
Yeah. And oftentimes it's the artists making the sacrifice and the people are
for
still
the people,
people and they're still going, okay, well, you know.
It's the same thing for sustainability when states are asking for people to do things and they are not even do the things, you know. It's the same thing with the music industry, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just do this one thing, you know, just boycott this one thing, y'all, please, you know. So there's that duality, and I feel like I'm like in conversation with other artist friends where I'm like trying to figure this out. But how I consume music, I mean, I have Apple Music.
Me too.
Mainly because it comes with my phone, playing for free.
Okay.
but I also I feel better about not being on Spotify.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I also use My Media, and I'll download songs and play them back on the My Media app on my phone.
I don't know My Media.
It's great.
Okay.
It's kind of
clunky. It's not a
clunky.
streaming platform?
No, it's not. It's just kind of like a file hosting.
Okay.
But it has a music player. It really looks like an old school MP3 player.
Like MySpace or something like that?
Yeah, kind of like that. And you can it has an internet browser on it too.
Okay, we'll check it out.
My Media. But then also Untitled. I don't really put my music on Untitled, but a lot of my friends and people I know who are working on albums will have it there for people to listen and you can comment on it. I still listen on SoundCloud.
And buying records as well?
I buy records, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm getting to that point in my life where I'm spending a lot of money.
Yeah, it's super expensive
on
actually.
Records, yeah.
Even CDs right now,
And I love
getting
CDs.
more and more expensive. Yeah.
But they are getting more and more expensive. It's kind of sad. I'm still buying them though. Yeah.
Good. What's your take on AI in music?
Get it away.
From fake AI artists to real musicians using it to be more creative, kind of?
It makes me sad because I feel like there's we have generative synthesis and things like that can do that. Even put the arpeggiator on, you know, there's plenty digital and physical synth techniques that can create this spontaneity. It just requires a little bit more brain power. And I think AI tricks us into, first of all, this stuff isn't even AI. It's not even intelligence really. It's just creative algorithms, but it's just the A. Yeah, exactly. It's only the A. But it tricks us into thinking it's helping us, and it's just taking what we already do and making us less productive and less, you know. And it just makes me sad. But I empathize with the people because I'm tired too. I'm tired, you know. And there's it's the apps, it's the phones. Even email is addicting and overwhelming to the brain. I feel like we all are developing these attention. I don't want to say disorder for everyone, but just attention. You know, it's hard for me to read books. Yeah, it's getting. You know, so I also understand why more and more people are looking for it. Yeah.
There is a question I love that Sly Johnson been asked, and which is quoted in the documentary Questlove direct about him. So I'm gonna ask you the question from I don't know the 70s or something like that.
Okay.
The world seems to be in disarray right now with politics, war, hunger, technology, Elon Musk, I've adapted for our period, and Donald Trump even. Does that make your work as a writer, musician, and artist more difficult or easier? It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. I mean, both, right? Like, it makes it more difficult because, especially me, like, but I think for all of us, like, having ethics makes it harder to survive. You make more sacrifices, less opportunities, make less money when you have more ethics. The only thing about it that I guess I don't even like using the word easier, but it's easy. It's easier to understand like my purpose and my role and like what needs to ground me, which is like speaking about these times and making sure that that's a tenet and like not only the content of my work, but also like how I move and who I try to like align myself with.
You've been such an inspiration for others, especially, I guess, the Black queer community. How you've been feeling about that? Does it happen to be heavy to bear sometimes? I mean, it's a choice, but it could be, you know?
It's heavy to bear.
Yeah, to have a voice and to speak out for others.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm starting to, thankfully for my friends help me understand, because of our positioning, the importance of speaking out, of popping my shit.
To be radical in your artistry as well as you're in the way you communicate.
Yes, exactly. But I'm like, I'm just one person and I'm flawed.
You're human.
I'm a human being and I'm just like, less about do I deserve to, but just in understanding that I'm just a human being. I guess I just don't want maybe like I'm like, is someone else better suited for this? Someone who like is more studied in this or like has more understanding of that, you know, those are the things that cross my mind, you know.
You're quite active on social media. Do you see it more as a playground or a marketing tool?
Both.
Both again.
I feel like I should probably take it a little bit more seriously. Because I'll just be like, whatever. You know?
You're doing it well, girl.
Thank you. Maybe that's good marketing.
Yeah. The image is really nice around the album as well.
Thank you.
I want to listen another song to cut a little bit, and we'll be back on Rinse right after.
Bus stop, trying to take my shoes off. My laces on, I'm not in you. Looking for an answer to no question. So easy, can't explain it. Anything I say to you is gonna come out wrong anyway. Maybe to the trolley, looking for my transfer, cause the place is full of cops and you. Looking for an answer to no question. So easy, can't explain it. Anything I say to you is gonna come out wrong anyway. Take my
We're back on Rinse with KeiyaA, listening to Pinback's Concrete Sounds, released on 2001. I read that you liked this band.
Yeah.
Why? What's the connection with them?
Just random. I don't know. Random.
From your childhood?
Not even really, actually. I mean, there was like, I feel like I first heard of them like 8 years ago, but it was just one song. And I was like, yeah, I like this one song, but whatever. Like music like this type of like indie rock sound, I always like low-key didn't take that seriously. And I was just like, yeah, these are my guilty pleasures. Like I like one Modest Mouse song. I like one Everything But the Bear song, you know. I like one Something Corporate song, you know, and that's it, you know.
So you're not listening to whole albums.
But with Pinback and like Rob Crow's, it's just addicting. The music, there's like this pop sensibility, but then like the synths and then the electronic drums mixed in. I was like, oh, this is kind of like amazing stuff. And this is like stuff that I kind of do. And I think in this part of my life, like I like want to feel lighter. Like I want to play major chords and have like bouncier, lighter vibes. And yeah, so it just feels, I don't know, it feels good to like hear emotion channeled through. I'm so used to if it's intense, then it has to be dense. And this is like intensity, but it's light and fluid.
Yeah. They're being cult, isn't it? In the US and something like that. There is a cult around them, no?
I guess kind of. It's like if you know, you know, and if you know, you're like, yeah, you know. Okay. Yeah.
You said you were often in a performance mood, even outside the stage. How do you conceptualize a KeiyaA's concert? How are you building it? The choreography, the scenography.
Yeah, especially now that I've done theater stuff a little bit, I feel like
it has shifted the way you see the concerts.
Yes, it's unfortunate that budget impacts the vision so directly.
Yeah, but you're working with Excel now.
You know.
Yeah, but still, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's also like you move from venue to venue. Like in a dream world, every venue across the world and there are standards, but like had video and flexibility with this, you know, and then I could do all of that. But it's also kind of like it feels like necessary to know how to adapt, to not just to have a vision for a show, but to know how to adapt it for different spaces. Yeah.
What's your main? I don't know. Are you focusing more on how does the venue sound? Yeah, it's like your main point when you're choosing where you're gonna play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
First.
Yeah. It's the sound and how financially possible it is to do it. But I will kind of adapt to anything, especially at this place in my career. I'm very much shifting.
Are you working on adapting songs for live performances?
Yeah. I think I naturally do that.
You like the work?
I do. I love to do it. It's kind of embedded in my framing because I grew up playing jazz music, which is like, it just feels like live music when you play it, you know, just in general. And then so much of the tradition is like tweaking it a little bit, you know, tweaking it just a little bit, you know. Okay, quick, bossa nova groove over the swing, you know, or whatever, just for fun. But then it's also nice for me because it keeps me from feeling stagnant. Because some of these songs are really short.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So maybe have you ever decided to not play a song because it was maybe too produced or too short? Or are there any tracks that you are on your new album that you won't play because of that?
There are some tracks where I kind of didn't want to play them. Like, I didn't even want to play Take It because I was like, it has live drums. I don't want to play a recording of live drums. I want to have the live drummer. So if I can't have him, I won't do it. But then I did it and I was like, oh, it sounds good. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
There aren't songs that I won't play, but there are songs that like maybe I love hearing, but performing is challenging. Like, I loved Kiss. That's one of my favorite songs, but it's like...
Think about it, what you think as well.
I love Think About It. Yeah, it's my favorite. And it's really nice to sing with the auto-tune live with my vocal pedal.
Oh yeah. You think it's playful?
Super playful. It's a little annoying right now, this pedal that I have. Like VST auto tune is a lot more. There's
Fluid.
a lot less latency than IRL physical process. So I have to sort of shift the way I sing it a little bit. But I'm getting used to it. I'm getting like better and better at it the more I perform with it. Yeah.
You still performing the play as well?
No, but not yet. I mean, we're trying to figure out
how to take it back.
Yeah, what to do, how to bring it back. Yeah.
What was the last concert you attended, if you remember?
Oh, I think it was. Besides seeing Ray Villeneuve play a bunch of times because I opened for her, which I love her show so much. It was Nourished by Time. When I was in LA, on an off day, I saw Nourished by Time at the El Rey Theater and Jayla. Yeah, it was a great show.
We're going to see him performing next week in Paris with Jovial.
Ooh, yeah,
it's
Jovial.
Really, I love her music. I want to see their music as well.
Yeah, cool.
Would you ever want to play in a stadium someday?
Absolutely.
Ah, wow, nice.
Yeah.
Like this answer. Yeah.
Yeah, because by that time, the budget means that I can really put on a really cool show. That's the thing too, is like, I was like, oh, I need to do theater. And then you look at stadium shows and it's theater and then some, basically, with the production level. So yeah, it could be a dream to get to that level.
Everyone's asking, where are you going to perform in the near future in France and when? Everyone does want to know.
When is this airing? Because I'm performing tonight, but
yeah, but it's kind of private show.
Yeah, it's kind of a lower key show.
Everyone's asking for the real concert, like
we're working on it.
The headlining.
We're putting the tour together as we speak. So to be announced soon.
Yeah, so people will be happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you, KeiyaA.
Thank you
for to came to the show today. Hawk Slow de KeiyaA est disponible sur toutes les plateformes. Chez XL Recordings, l'artiste donne un concert privé ce soir au Silencio et reviendra à Paris bientôt pour une date. On se quitte avec Think About It, What You Think. Merci de nous avoir écoutés. Merci à KeiyaA, merci à M, à la technique et toute l'équipe. Je vous dis à bientôt sur Rinse. Bye bye.
Bye.
Pardon me, excuse me. I might have just had too much to drink. I plan to go home, I'm on the brink, but I'm trying to just find out what you think. Not to be facetious, but don't you want to tell me one of your secrets? Don't just come and bail like all of the previous. Go ahead and just tell me what you see. Wait, hold up. My bad, let me go restore my code. I'll have what you have and pour me up. Add that to the tab and keep it coming. Add that to the pad and keep it numbing. Cash grab, turn my ones into hundreds. Bad is the feeling that it comes with, but I can't go hungry. Well, that's enough about me. I know I done had too much to drink. I plan to go home, I'm on the brink, but I'm trying to just find out what you think. I know you see it. I can feel you trying to find what's underneath. I can let you get behind and under me, but I'm trying to just find out what you think. We could go all night. I could ride it from your head down to your thigh. You could ride it, we could be a bull tonight, but I'm just trying to find what pulls your mind. So what's up? Is you finna confess or what? I will fight it, we can head down to the cut, but I'm trying to just get real studious. Then it's head down, booty up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Head down, booty up. Yeah. What you think? Like, what you think? Like, what you think? Like what you think about the fact that the world as we know it was shaped by hate and conquer and murder overflowing, and when we build a village it's overrun by pillaging. Like what you think about the notion that all the way across the ocean is people like us devoted to breaking the world up open and changing the status quo, empowering all the people and doing the full of hope. Do whatever have you thinking, do whatever have you thinking.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Do whatever have you thinking.
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rinse.